He is known for founding the school of Moism during the 100 Schools of Thought period. He is recognized for his philosophy of universal love, social order, and honoring the worthy. His name is Mozi. In ancient China, during the 100 Schools of Thought period, a philosopher named Mozi emerged as a voice of change and equality. Born in what is now Tingzhou, Shandong province, Mozi founded the school of Moism, a philosophy that challenged the prevailing ideologies of Confucianism and Taoism. Mozi believed that everyone is equal in the eyes of heaven, advocating for a meritocratic system where power should be bestowed upon those who are worthy. Mozi's teachings emphasized universal love, social order, the will of heaven, sharing, and honoring the worthy. He sought to challenge the deeply entrenched Chinese attachment to family and clan structures, replacing it with the concept of universal love. Unlike Confucians who believed in different degrees of care for different people, Mozi believed that love should be unconditional and offered to everyone, regardless of their relationship or reciprocation. Despite the popularity of Moism during the Warring States period, the philosophy faced a decline during the Qin dynasty and was nearly extinguished during the Han dynasty when Confucianism became dominant. Nevertheless, Mozi's ideas left a lasting impact on Chinese culture and philosophy. His emphasis on equality and universal love resonated with later generations, influencing the development of the concept of love in Chinese Buddhism. Mozi's legacy as a philosopher who championed equality and challenged societal norms continues to inspire thinkers and learners to this day. His teachings remind us of the importance of unconditional love and the pursuit of a just and harmonious society. Mozi, the ancient Chinese philosopher, was a proponent of consequentialism, a moral theory that evaluates actions based on their consequences. He believed that the morality of an action, statement, teaching, or policy should be determined by the benefits it brings to society as a whole. Mozi denounced things like offensive warfare, expensive funerals, and even music and dance, which he saw as serving no useful purpose. His philosophy, known as Mahist ethics, is considered the world's earliest form of consequentialism. According to Mozi, the basic goods that constitute human welfare are social order, material wealth, and population growth. He believed that these goods were essential for a harmonious society. Unlike hedonistic utilitarianism, which considers pleasure as a moral good, Mozi focused on the well-being of the state and its people. He opposed wars because they wasted life and resources, and he emphasized the fair distribution of wealth. Mozi recognized the need for strong urban defenses to maintain social stability and believed that a prosperous economy and an enlarged population would lead to a better society. While some interpret Mozi's consequentialism as state consequentialism, others argue that his focus was on the welfare of the people themselves. They believe that Mozi evaluated actions based on their benefit to the individuals within a society, rather than the state as a whole. This understanding emphasizes that collective goods are better considered as aggregated individual goods, rather than solely state goods. Mozi's consequentialist structure supports his ethics and politics, which are expressed through 10 core doctrines. These doctrines, such as promoting the worthy and identifying upward, are justified on the grounds that they produce the best consequences for society. For example, promoting the worthy encourages people in positions of power to hire competent and worthy individuals for important roles, rather than relying on favoritism. Identifying upward suggests that people in subordinate positions should look to their superiors as moral models for their own conduct. By adopting these doctrines, individuals and society as a whole can benefit. One of the most famous Mahist doctrines is universal love, which encourages people to consider all others as part of their scope of moral concern. Despite criticism from other philosophers, Mozi's concept of universal love promotes a general attitude of care towards others. It does not require renouncing special relationships with family and friends, but rather encourages a broader perspective on moral responsibilities. Mozi's consequentialist philosophy provides us with a framework to consider the consequences of our actions and decisions in daily life. By evaluating the benefits and harms that may result from our choices, we can strive to make decisions that contribute to the well-being of society as a whole. Mozi's emphasis on social order, material wealth, and population growth reminds us of the importance of fairness, prosperity, and the collective welfare of individuals. Through his teachings, Mozi encourages us to promote the worthy, look to moral models, and embrace a sense of universal love and care for others. Understanding and applying these principles can help us navigate ethical dilemmas and contribute to a more harmonious and flourishing society. Mozi, a skilled carpenter from the state of Lu, had risen from humble beginnings to become a respected figure in ancient China. Though not born into a privileged family, Mozi's determination and expertise in fortification earned him recognition from various rulers seeking his advice. He was known for his practical approach to life, in contrast to the elaborate ceremonies and rituals of Confucianism that he felt hindered the common people's livelihood and productivity. Despite his lack of official position, Mozi's impact was far-reaching. He attracted a large following, including technicians and craftspeople, who studied his philosophical and technical writings. His disciplined order of followers admired his selflessness and tireless dedication to the welfare of others. Even Confucius's disciple, Mencius, praised Mozi's unwavering love for all mankind, stating that he would pursue anything that benefited humanity, even if it meant sacrificing himself. Mozi's commitment to the well-being of society extended beyond words. He traveled from one crisis zone to another, trying to prevent rulers from engaging in destructive conquests. Once, he walked for 10 days to the state of Chu to dissuade them from attacking the state of Song. At the Chu court, Mozi engaged in simulated war games with the chief military strategist, Gong Shu Ban, and successfully overturned each of his stratagems. When threatened with death, Mozi cleverly informed the king that his disciples had already trained the soldiers of Song in his fortification methods, making his execution futile. Forced to back down, the Chu king called off the war. Mozi's influence extended beyond military matters. He emphasized the importance of keeping talented individuals close and trusting them, believing that the defense of a city relied not only on physical fortifications but also on the presence of capable people. His teachings resonated with rulers and common people alike, as they recognized the practical wisdom of his philosophy. Mozi's legacy as a champion of humanity and practicality continues to inspire us today. His unwavering dedication to the well-being of others, regardless of personal gain or sacrifice, serves as a reminder that love and compassion are essential in our daily lives. By adopting Mozi's philosophy, we can strive to prioritize the greater good, work towards the betterment of society, and build a world that values empathy and selflessness. Mozi, a prominent philosopher of ancient China, was known for his teachings on Moism, a school of thought that aimed to benefit the masses and challenge the practices of the ruling orthodoxy. The texts portray Mozi as a mouthpiece for Mahist philosophy, with little if any personality shining through. However, his ideas and influence have left a lasting impact on Chinese history and philosophy. During the Warring States period, Moism gained prominence and was seen as a radical political reform movement. Mozi and his followers believed in the concept of universal love, advocating for a broader idea of human community that extended moral concern to all people. This challenged the Confucian belief that moral responsibility should be primarily focused on family and close relationships. While some considered this radical, others argued that the less extreme aspects of the doctrine eventually became absorbed into mainstream thought. Mozi's philosophy also emphasized the importance of frugality and eliminating wasteful ceremonies. This misconception led some to believe that Mahists rejected all forms of art. However, their target was specifically elaborate, state-sponsored rituals that burdened the peasant population with financial strain. Mozi's teachings on moderation and practicality resonated with many, even though his philosophy was overshadowed by the rise of Confucianism. In modern times, Mozi's ideas have been revisited and analyzed. Some see parallels between Moism and modern communism, as both emphasize communal ideals and the well-being of the people. Others draw connections between Moism and Christianity, particularly in terms of the concept of universal love and the Golden Rule. However, it is important to understand that Moism emerged from a period of political violence and turmoil, and its focus was on reforming existing systems rather than challenging the monarchical model of government. Despite its decline, Moism's influence can still be seen in later works during the Han Dynasty and beyond. The Confucian scholar Gong Sun Hong, for instance, described the virtue of Ren in Mahist terms. Mahist epistemology and philosophy of language also had a profound impact on the development of classical Chinese philosophy as a whole. Mozi's philosophy continues to offer valuable insights for daily life. His emphasis on universal love and the well-being of all people reminds us to extend our moral concern beyond our immediate circles. His teachings on frugality and practicality encourage us to consider the impact of our actions and eliminate wastefulness. Mozi's ideas, though rooted in ancient China, still resonate today as we navigate the complexities of our modern world.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.